Okay, now that we've got you set up your main folders and created your main action to put on the watermark, what we're going to do is act like you've just gotten back from a club and you're going to put your photos into Photoshop for batching. Just to save ourselves some time, I'm going to go through and just remind you that we've copied our folder of photos from our memory card onto our computer in the What's Too Hot folder and renamed it so that we can keep everything in order. I do already have Adobe Photoshop open, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go into the watermarks folder and I'm going to open up the What's Too Hot watermark. And again, whatever club you shot at that night will be the club that you select here. Again, for this example, we're using Bliss. We're going to use the rectangular marquee tool to select the entire image. Press Ctrl, Shift, and C to go ahead and copy all those layers. And then you're going to go to File, Automate, Batch. You're going to go into the folder that you've created under Actions called What's Too Hot. It'll be watermark 1 that you use. The folder that we want to go from is in our desktop, and it's called Saturday 01/09 of 2010, and the club that we're working with right now is Bliss. So go ahead and press OK, and then you want to choose your destination folder. So go ahead and choose destination folder, and then you want to make it underneath the What's Too Hot folder on your desktop under watermarks, and then click watermarked and press OK. And then one last time, you got everything set up for your set What's Too Hot. Your action is watermark 1. The folder that you're taking it out of is Bliss on that date. Again, this will change every time you do a different club or a different venue that you did that night, but the bottom folder, your destination source, will always be the same. So go ahead and press OK, and now you can watch it work. And what it's doing here is it's resizing the image and then placing the watermark on it and saving it in your destination folder. And again, this is for example purposes. I've only got 24 photos in this. So it won't take but a minute or two. I can go ahead and show you what it's doing here under watermarked. You can see the images come up in your watermarked folder as they save from Adobe. This is our last photo here. We have all 24 images watermarked and saved. So now what we're going to do is go ahead and close out our watermarked file, because this is the only club that we're using for this example. I can go ahead and close Photoshop because I'm done with that. Now that I'm in the watermarked folder, what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click, create a new folder, and I'm going to call it edited, without doing a typo this time. Edited. Next I'm going to press Control A, and what that does is selects all the files. Then I'm going to hold down Control and click on the edited folder so that unselects it. And then I'm going to grab all the photos and click and drag them into the edited folder. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to right click, I'm going to cut that folder out of where it is. I'm going to go back to the original file that all the photos from the night before are in. I'm going to right click and I'm going to paste. So now inside of the What's Too Hot folder, I've got the date, I've got the club with its original photos unwatermarked and in regular resolution. But then inside of that folder I've also got the edited versions of those all right here. And the reason I do that is because once you start shooting a lot every weekend in multiple clubs a night, I've found this is the easiest way to keep everything organized. I'm going to make these photos a little bit bigger, and the next thing I have to do is I have to take all the photos that need to be turned that have the feet towards the right, and I need to hold down Control and click all of them. And once all those are selected, I'm going to right click and rotate clockwise. So now all of our photos are facing the right direction. Now it's really important with naming on these photos so that we don't have duplicates when we upload them to the What's Too Hot server. So like I did previously, I'm going to hit Control A, and that selects all of the photos. I'm going to right click on any of them. They're still all selected. I'm going to click Rename. In the way that we rename our photos, it's the club, and this is all in lowercase. It's the club that you were at, no spaces, if there are more than one word for the club name. So this is Bliss underscore the city that you shot it in, which is for this market Orlando, and then the date that you shot it in this format. It'll be 01/10 of 2010. Then press Enter, and it automatically renames all of them in this format. Now the next thing you want to do is select your top 12 photos that you want to show up on the front page when you first enter in this on the What's Too Hot website. So just select, the top 12 photos that you think look the best or the most interesting, the hottest girls, the craziest crowd shots, close-ups of the DJ, whatever you want. So I'm just going to randomly choose 12 photos here. We've got 4 now, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 11 and 12. Now with those 12 selected, and again how I did that was I held down Control and clicked them all. Now that I've got 12 items selected, and if you lose count it always says it on the bottom left here, I'm going to right click on one of the selected ones and press Rename, and I'm going to keep the original format that we use, the club underscore the city underscore the date, but then I'm going to add another underscore and then type in top. So this is your top 12 here. Now I'm going to go to a list format so that it's like this. I'm going to select our top 12 here. I'm going to right click and I'm going to send them to a compressed zip folder. And this will be the first file that you upload onto the server here. And then the remaining photos, which you'll have a lot more than 12, but again, this is just for example purposes, You're going to select those. So you're going to select everything but the top 12. Right click, send to compress zip folder, and that'll be the remaining files there. The next thing we're going to do in the next video is actually log into the website and upload them.